You're telling me as women, this is what we fought for? To go to work. To work. In any conditions. Impossible.
And I have a question. When you're stressed or disappointed or upset, what do you want from your woman? Do you want nurturing or do you want to be left alone? Space or cuddles?
You know, like, I would never marry for money. Like, I totally wouldn't do that. No, seriously, I have more morals than that. So I have to work forever, probably.
Just wanted an update on my date. I know you guys have been so invested. No immediate chemistry. This was like giving him a chance. It was a long date. And then towards the end of it, it turns out he was a racist.
Oh, wait. And he was just ripping coke lines. Ripping some bumps for half of the date. Which is now my second date in a row that has happened. So apparently I am very boring. But he did pay.
And you can't continue to say, oh, well, you know, where are all of the chivalrous men? I'm looking for a generous man. I'm looking for a single man. A single man is not looking for you. You're neither generous, you don't reciprocate, and bottom line, you're a loser.
Because if you really think about it, yearning is taking yourself out of the present moment and thinking about somebody else. Oh my God, look at this pimple. Oh, and personally, I don't want to do that. Why would I want to think about somebody else when my life is so beautiful? Like, I feel like I should be thinking about my own life, not somebody else's life. I can't do that.
Women cannot resist a man who does this. He walks away from drama instead of engaging with it. He says no without justifying himself. He remains calm even when she's losing it. He has a life that she can't fully access because he knows not everything needs to be shared. He treats her well as long as it's reciprocated. Put simply, men who are irresistible are that way because of choices they consistently make. Want to learn how to become one of them? Comment irresistible below and I got you.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I see a lot of videos of middle-aged women complaining that there are no good men out there, complaining that they can't find a guy. And I'm here to tell you, ladies, it's not because they're disinterested in women at all. It's simply because they are disinterested and frustrated with the amount of effort that is required for them to attract you, keep you, and tame you. All three of those things take a considerable amount of effort. Men didn't have to do that a couple of generations ago. And that is where a lot of these guys opting out of dating women has come from.
And you know, once again, nobody really wants to say it, or modern women maybe not say it, but modern women don't really want to believe it. But your choices have consequences. Men are not obligated to rescue you from your terrible choices. Period.
Baby, let me tell you something. If you take a woman on a date 3 to 5 times and she doesn't kiss you on your lips or on your cheek, baby, she don't like you like that. And as far as I'm concerned, she just using you for what you got. Because baby, what's a kiss? What's a kiss? You feel me? Especially if you're a woman that loves to kiss. That shit don't make no sense. And I don't want to hear like, oh, everybody don't kiss as soon as they meet somebody and that's too soon. Baby, it ain't too soon for him to be spending his money on you, taking you on date after date after date. You better be glad he ain't trying to f***. You heard it here first. Yeah.
Hello. I thought that's what you're into. I am into it. Excuse me. Sorry. Before you go, you speak good English, right?
Yeah, of course. I was born here.
Oh my God, you're unbelievable. I was just walking with my friend. You were so cute.
Me?
Yes, you, not the person behind you or... Hi.
Are you sure?
I'm so serious, yeah.
I'm flattered. Thank
I love
you.
how you're so taken aback by it. It's like as if this is not happening to you all day.
Absolutely not, no.
What ethnicity are you?
My parents are Egyptian.
You're kidding.
No.
I nearly have to start speaking to you in Portuguese. I thought you were Brazilian.
No, not Egyptian.
That's such a cool look to you. You're in all black like me, so I have to
Yes, it's the
come
go-to.
see what's happening. What are you doing? Okay. Me too. I move on.
Oh, nice.
And I hate it.
Why?
I had a feeling that's where you were
No.
Talking like
It's to help with
you're
the
the best.
coaching.
A lot of these modern women got to learn that their words actually mean something. Tell a man you don't need him. You tell a man he's trash. You tell a man not to approach. What do you think that's going to do? How do you think that's going to go down? What are you thinking that's going to... I mean, come on now.
Yeah, one more thing about me. If we get married, there's no such thing as divorce, honey. If you get tired of me, go lay down for a few hours. If you're sick of me, go hang out with the boys for a little bit. But you're not going anywhere and I'm not going anywhere. We're going to work this out. Got it?
100%. When you get married, you got to take divorce off the table. You got to fight for each other. That doesn't mean a spouse couldn't do something to disqualify themselves from marriage, like commit adultery. But you need to go into everything with the mindset that we're going to work through this and we're going to figure it out. And men, if you don't like the marriage you have and you don't like the wife you have, sir, you're the gardener. Tend your garden, fix your marriage, cultivate your wife, go have a lot of fun together, go on some dates, and it's your job, your responsibility to fix your marriage and enjoy your marriage.
55% of men haven't approached a woman in the last year, yet 75% of women wish they were approached more. This disconnect is your opportunity. A woman could have 1,000 matches in her phone, her Instagram DMs could be flooded, but when you stop her in the middle of the day and you're face to face with her, you'll have her full attention. That alone makes in person more powerful than any other method. Because even if you match and message a woman on an app, you're still being multitasked like everything else going on her phone. She's swiping and messaging other guys at the same exact time. If just one guy beats you to the punch with the right message, your chances with her are gone for good. And our internal client data shows that if a man has a 10 out of 10 dating profile and 10 out of 10 in-person skills, he'll more often meet and date more attractive, higher quality women in person, precisely because he's skipping the competition and making a stronger, more impactful first impression. If you want to learn how to get 1 to 3 dates per week with girlfriend quality women, comment the word flirt below and I'll send you my free video showing you exactly how.
A lot of men nowadays, they listen to these modern women and they're choosing to stay single. They're choosing peace. I don't want to be bothered with foolishness anymore. I think that's okay, don't you? If you're going to give me problems, I'm not going to date.
Babe, if he has pictures of other women in his phone that he has hooked up with, run for the hills. Literally, run. Why the heck is this man storing a whole roster on their phone of all the girls he's been with? That's some egotistical stuff right there. That shows me how fragile your ego is, because if you have a collection of all of these women, it's just you need all of that to validate yourself, to feel like you're the man. That's just gross energy. That's just some low vibrational energy, and I'm not about it. Not about it, baby. Yeah, babe. So run. Cut that shit, because you cannot tell me anything to normalize that type of behavior. No.
A lot of men, it's funny because modern women want men to give them attention. Oh, but give me attention the right way. Don't be a creep about it. Yeah, I understand that, and I understand where you're coming from. But some of y'all will be acting like a man is bothering you for even trying. Well, he should know I don't like him. How would I know that? I don't know who you are.
A woman needs love, a man needs respect. Right. But it's almost easy for us to say, well, he can get my respect when he earns it. Wow. Right. Can you imagine if your husband said she can have my love when she earns it? Just as much as women need love, your husband needs respect. Right. Not only was he created to be able to need this, to receive it, he was built that way. He's going to be drawn to the places where he actually does receive it. That's right. Whether it's his workplace, some of us are like, why is he always out of the house? Why doesn't he like to be at home? Why does he always feel so grumpy or look so grumpy when he's at home? But then for some reason, when we're out with his friends or when he's at work, he's thriving there. You see so much joy in him. It's because he's receiving respect. He's going to find respect in the relationships where he receives it. And if that's the case, we've got to figure out a way to understand that there is a true need for a man to be able to receive respect.
That's good.
He said he wasn't ready for a relationship, but he keeps contacting me. So? He keeps looking at my stories. So? He keeps asking my friends about me. So? If a man says that he's not ready for a relationship, believe him. Believe him. And do not dissect and try to break down why he's doing what he's doing. It is this simple. He likes the things that he gets from you, but he doesn't like you enough to sacrifice. He doesn't like you enough to commit. He doesn't like you enough to be uncomfortable. So he likes hanging out with you. He likes kissing you, and he likes doing the hanky panky, if you know what I mean. And maybe you make cool stories. Maybe you post cute outfits. Who really cares why he does what he does if he is not qualified or even wants to be your man? Can I get a witness? Drop an amen if you agree.
You know, I think these modern women need to start learning and understanding when a man is disappearing, when he leaves the dating scene, it's not an accident. That's by choice. That's judgment. That's a verdict. Hey, you want me to be a certain way? I've already told you where I stand. And you think that you're going to force me to do it? Okay.
We're told to lower our standards, and then when we find a man who does us wrong, we're told to pick better men. It can't be both, but both times, it's the woman's fault. Stop it right now. This is exactly the point I was trying to make in my last video. And don't hear me wrong, I am not a raging feminist. I am not someone who's going to sit here and say it is always the man's fault. I do not feel that way at all. However, in this case, it's often women are blamed for the mistakes of bad men. All men are not bad men. All men are not going to hurt you. However, there are bad men and bad women who don't know how to be emotionally mature in a relationship. And often it feels like whoever is getting done wrong in a relationship is told that they need to pick a better partner. But simultaneously, there might be some people in their life that have told them in the past that they're expecting too much and to lower their standards. So how can it be both? It can't be. And this is a bigger issue of how single people are talked to. Okay. And I'm not only talking about women, but I think it can apply to both men and women. And it can be infuriating. And I'm not trying to sit here and harp on it, but it is the truth. So I'm vocalizing it in case someone else needs to hear it. Okay. Bye.
A lot of modern women don't really understand that divorce and, really even before you get to divorce, relationships cost a lot. They cost a lot. And honestly, now that I say that, I think modern women do understand that relationships do cost a lot. That's why they're trying to make men shoulder all of it. And men are like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. That's why you see a lot of men opt out of dating. They quit, just in time.
She said that if she were to ever have a boyfriend, he would have to do the things that she does not want to do. And I said, what do you mean? She said, my mom. I know her mom because we're colleagues and I worked with her. She said, my dad does the dishes. She does the laundry. My dad picks me up. My dad does this. My dad does that. My dad does the things that my mom doesn't want to do. If I were to have a boyfriend, he would have to do things that I don't want to do. I said, where did you come up with this logic? She said, my friend has a boyfriend. He does nothing but hang around. And I asked, well, isn't he good company? She said, no. He's not good company. Have you ever been around a man? This little girl asking me. I said, yeah. She said, right. So he's not good company. You just want to get rid of him, but she likes him. I was going with the logic. I said, okay, so what's wrong with that? She said, what's wrong with that is because she can find another man. So I'll never forget the advice because there's another man who will do what that man won't do.
Look, some people move on fast because they genuinely cannot have the feeling or cope with the feelings of being alone. Or maybe they detached from the relationship a lot earlier than you did, so it's easier for them to move on. But them moving on isn't about you. It doesn't mean that you should jump into something new because they have too. It doesn't mean that your feelings for them are just going to magically disappear. You love them. You felt it deeply, so you cannot just let it go. But what you do need to do is learn how to heal through this and move forward in a healthy way. Because if you don't, you're going to bring this forward into your future relationships. I don't know why they did what they did, and neither do you. But you have to accept that this is over. That this new chapter is a fresh start. And if they were meant for you, they wouldn't have done what they did to you. it does not mean that you are not good enough. But what you can do is reflect on this and grow from this and stop obsessing about the why. Because what it's doing is delaying your healing, keeping you attached to them, and then stuck in this loop of never letting go.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody who truly loves you would have changed their behavior the moment they saw how much it hurt you.
People aren't dumb. We're all old enough to know this. People aren't dumb to know that whatever the action they're doing would be hurtful to you. And let's say they didn't know, and you express that it hurt you a lot, you're crying, you're on your low. If they go out and do the same again, they clearly have the brain of a mice. When you truly love someone, you have respect for them. You want to do everything not to piss them off or feel disrespected. But if they've seen how hurt you are and you've expressed how hurt you are and they go out and do the same thing again, I really don't know what to tell you other than break up with them. I usually don't tell people this, but if they disrespect you and your boundaries and your feelings, that's when I'm like, break up, go. Because yeah, not knowing is one thing, but knowing and doing the same thing again when you clearly express that you don't like it is another. So yeah, break up.
And in regards to my husband saying that the house is supposed to be the sanctuary, our house is my husband's kingdom. You are not staying here. Sorry, you can get a hotel room or you can't come visit. If you act up in our household, it is not above me. You want to see me as a see you next Tuesday? I would prefer that because you're not going to disrupt the energy of my home for my man.
I love that. I love that.
House is hers, though. That's her domain. I don't do anything in there. And like, I have my whiskey room.
You do.
That's mine. And I have my little work area, but the house is hers. If she's like, I want to do, I'm like, do it. This is your domain. You make sure that I have the peace. I've provided you the house. You've made it a home. Like, I don't have to worry about any of this. And she doesn't have to worry. Like, she doesn't know her car payment. She doesn't know how much car payment is. I handle all of that. What do you want for dinner? We don't do that either. I'm going to eat whatever she makes, even if I don't like it, because she cooked it. Like, there's a gratitude that comes into all of this. And it makes it so that I don't have to make decisions.
Right.
She doesn't have to make decisions. That's where that 50-50 comes in. She handles half of our life and I handle the other half. But the combined living situation is whoever's got the energy to get it done.
But the majority of today's women are not dateable. And they're definitely not worth being in a relationship with. And I say this because many of them have no idea, they have no clue how to effectively and properly choose a mate. So by the time she gets to you and by the time you get to her, she will have already been corrupted, defiled, and damaged. And I would hate for you to waste your life away trying to be a psychologist and psychiatrist for her because she's a lost cause, because she's at the point of no return. And she can complain about men all she wants. She can place blame on men as to why she is who she is and why she is in the condition she is in life, when the fact and the reality of the matter is this. Women create the landscape of relationship for men. Men do not for women, because men are the givers, but women are the receivers. So she dictates, she determines what she's willing to receive and partake of. So if she's willing to partake of and receive of nonsense and low frequency things, well, that's because of her own accord, her level of thinking. So your duty is this, to never, ever elect her to be part of your life. Because if you do elect her to be part of your life, I promise you, she will make you pay for making that bad decision.
This is a hot take, but we are going to be extinct as a species, women, because every single girl that I've spoken to in the last few months, like gorgeous, amazing, model-esque girls, are having the same issue that the guys that they're talking to, the guys that they're seeing, the guys that they're not even going on dates with because they don't even get to that point, are all struggling with the exact same issue. So if you're going through this, like, I don't want you to think it's you. I go to a ton of events where I meet, like, the most gorgeous girls, and I'm like, are you single? And they say, yeah. I say, you're single? Like, yeah, I can't find a guy. I'm like, how can you not find a guy? Which makes me feel better, but it also makes me feel worse worse, the fact that like the most beautiful, successful girls in the world are unable to find like normal, sturdy men. They'll either have a date planned with a guy the day of he ghosts them. They'll go on a few dates, like get love bombed like crazy. This guy seems perfect on paper. Has his life together, has a job, works out, and he's not ready to commit, but he's like 37. It's like an ongoing theme that's coming up time and time again in my life with every girl that I meet is going through the exact same thing. And I saw Tinks posted about it, and she said we're going through a paradigm shift. I don't know what paradigm means, but I felt that. And I fear like we're going to go extinct as a population. The good men are out. And all the ones that are actually good are like, you know, being normal and getting into relationships and like being good. Say if this is happening to you, I don't want you to take it as like a personal attack on you, because I can get like that where I get in my feelings. I'm like, it's never going to be me. I'll never find someone normal. None of us will. So yeah, there's no hope for us all. And I pray that the men get well soon.
No, because we're expected to provide and protect. Meanwhile, what do women bring to the table? Well, what is it that you think you should be protecting and providing specifically within the context of a relationship? We protect them and their lives, and we provide finances and a lifestyle. Historically, yes, men have provided food through dangerous means such as hunting and protected women from attacks, rampages, etc. But as society has evolved and technology advanced, especially with the creation of weaponry and alarm systems and so much more, these advancements have given women the job opportunities to provide for themselves and even protect themselves. Are you saying that men are useless? Not at all. The masculine is just as important in protecting and providing today as it always has been. You're just holding on to a very primitive meaning of it. Its meaning has evolved just as we have. What the masculine provides that women can't for themselves within the context of a relationship is that emotional containment for the feminine to thrive, and what you're protecting is her heart. That feminine essence itself that gives her the ability to offer you a warm, supportive, and nurturing space. But most women aren't feminine anymore. Well, that's because for generations, the feminine hasn't been protected. It's been controlled and suppressed. And so women have abandoned their own femininity in order to provide and protect themselves. So you're saying if I want a woman to embrace her femininity, then what I provide isn't necessarily money, but emotional containment for her to feel safe to express that femininity? Bingo.
Girl, do not get that, baby. I don't give how much he say he want to be a dad. Let get mad. Then he gonna act like you don't exist and the baby don't exist neither. Y'all a package deal once he get mad at you. Girl, don't have that man, baby. Girl, we all got tricks. Believe it or not, look, call us Ripley's. Like, don't have that man, baby. I'm telling you. Cause as soon as y'all break up, he gonna break up with a child too. He gonna stop doing for the child. It don't matter how much I want to be a dad. I want a mini-me. I want a son. It don't matter. I want a little girl. It don't matter. I promise you that nigga's gonna do a complete 180 on you as soon as you get pregnant. If not when you get pregnant, because they still be kind of, like mine, he still was kind of fainting. The true colors started coming out a little bit at the end of the pregnancy. But during most of the pregnancy, he was still, you know what I'm saying, pretty solid. It's once that baby got him. Oh, baby. You would have thought the alien. I don't even know who this is. Who that man? Who that man? I don't even know who this is. This is not the person I was in love with when I made the baby. This is not the same person that can't be. I swear. Hey, if you don't believe me, check the comments.
You 43-year-old raggedy bitch.
Listen.
You fucked up because you shouldn't do shit like that, especially for somebody who cared for your raggedy ass. And now you somewhere crying in somebody else's house because you ain't even got nowhere to live, bitch. Like, why would you do that?
You ready for this? Her friend called me, right? Her friend called me and said, now look, it's like 2 weeks removed, right? Her friend called me. Her friend says, hey, Sydney, I know what happened. I don't want to get in the middle of it. I say, Mama, I totally understand. I said, okay. What I would like is to arrange for you to come get her things.
She want her stuff.
I said, I want her to get her things. She goes, first, before she said that, she goes, well, Sydney, I know what she did was bad, but it's 2 people in the situation, not just one. I said, what do you mean? She was like, she wouldn't just do that, right? Like, what did you do to make her do that?
There's nothing, what the fuck?
That's what she
There's
said.
nothing that anybody can do. This is the thing. You can give me a reason to feel away. You can give me a reason to feel crazy. I'm losing my mind. Anybody can give anybody a reason to feel anything. The act on the reason is yours. Somebody can give me a reason right now to go shoot a motherfucker. And I can feel like I'm rightful so. I should kill you. But if I do it, that's my decision to make. So yes, and when people communicate properly. Yes, you may have given her reason to do this. Should she have done it? No. The reason could have been there. And still listening to the conversation, there's no reason for you to go bonkers.
Oh, there's more. So
my dog would have been wearing her shit. I swear to God.
And so that's what, listen, and here's where like spiritually I'm like, still do the godly thing.
Yep.
Just because I know it sounds crazy, dog.
Yep.
But I was like,
you don't cook and you don't clean.
No, because when the default goes for women to cook and clean in a relationship, then I think that's also why so many people are struggling in relationships, because that's labor. So compared to women's labor, compared to men's labor, if he takes care of all the bills, it's still 5 jobs compared to his.
No. My husband does blue collar work, and what I do at home is nothing compared to what he does outside the house.
And what does your husband do for work?
Oh, he does construction.
Does he do heavy machinery or is he more
forklift, boom lifts, all kinds of lifts? Him doing what he's doing, coming home baked, looking like a freaking lobster. I'm not gonna complain about what I do at home.
And he supports the whole family.
Absolutely. And all I'm doing is, what am I doing? Cooking, cleaning.
What if you were working too? Like, would you want him to also clean and cook too?
He offers, but I tell him, no, sit your down, do not do a thing. You were just out there for like 12, 14, 16, sometimes 18 or more hours.
Oh, damn.
Why am I going to make him do all that? If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be in the building we're in. We wouldn't have the things that we have all around us.
Yeah.
So it's like they are literally the backbone to our society, building the infrastructure that we have all around us, the technology and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, so I actually put my husband on that highest level of respect when it comes to the line of work he does. Because if it weren't for him and everybody else, where would we be?
This conversation is specifically for Black women because there's a pattern that I've been pointing out for a long time now, where certain social media voices are giving advice that they themselves do not follow. And the consequences of that are showing up in real life for Black women. So before we even get into the clips, let's establish reality, because that's what this video is all about. In the United States, over 50% of white women are currently married, over half. Meanwhile, Black women have the lowest marriage rate among any race and gender group, around 29%. Black men, around 36%, which creates a 7% gap, the largest gender gap among any race gender group. And within that 36% of Black men who are married, about 22% are married to non-Black women, which is up from around 15% just a few years ago. So what that tells you is this: marriage is still happening for Black men, but the outcomes are not the same across the groups, and especially for Black women. So when you hear advice about marriage, especially advice telling you not to participate at all, you need to evaluate that advice against real world outcomes and not just how it sounds online. Because realistically, what's happening is this: white women like MJ Gray are taking Black women's money, feeding you what you want to hear, and then they turn around and do the exact opposite. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the ultimate goal in the first place. And the reason why they do that is because they know that Black women will listen.
A lot of these modern women don't really understand that they have bad attitudes. They have terrible attitudes. And so when a man decides, oh no, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, what they actually mean is, you don't have any juice. There's nothing coming out. It's just dry. It's bitter. It's old. It's spoiled. It's dried up. There's nothing coming from this fruit. You look at it, it's shriveled up. You just throw it in the garbage. This is not good.